Hi, this is Scott Brady with Progressive Property Management, and today we're going to talk about something that's really important if you're a landlord and certainly a property and management company, are move-outs. How do you do move-outs done right? By far, the biggest, most litigated issue we do is a tenant moves out, we deduct something from the security deposit, they dispute it, we all get to go to small claims. So how do you avoid that drama going to a small claims court and fighting your tenant? First of all, your tenant's allowed to do a walkthrough with you. By law, the tenant can request a walkthrough with you prior to move out, and it's during that walkthrough that you're going to point out issues, things you have decided that are beyond normal wear and tear that need to be addressed, if not by the tenant, then by you. The tenant has a legal right then to affect that repair. Here's what we find. They don't do a very good job. So even though they may affect that repair, they have to do that repair in a workmanlike fashion. But bottom line is they have that right to do the walkthrough with you. You call out the items you know right at that moment they're going to be a problem. And so that way when they do get that list down the road, if they don't affect the repair, they're certainly not surprised because you already called it out. It's our experience that tenants don't do that walkthrough. They just don't care. They're already mentally checked out. So probably maybe 10 or 15% of the time the tenant does request to be there at the walkthrough, but the majority of the time they're simply not there. So when we do that walkthrough, we're going through after the move out, of course, and we've got possession of the property, we have keys, and we're going to pick out items that we think are beyond normal wear and tear that's been caused by the tenant. And that's you can say, well, what's normal wear and tear? Well, it's a gray area. If you even look at the law, it says if a tenant's been there 5 years, they're entitled to normal wear and tear. For example, carpet has an economic life of 5 years. So if a tenant were there 5 years and you had to put new carpet in, you couldn't build a tenant for that. Now, if you had tile floors, you'd expect those to last longer. Paint, another good example. Most courts hold that paint, a typical paint job, can only be good for about 3 years. So once again, they've been there 5 years, you have to repaint the property, you're not going to be able to build them for the paint. But you could build them for the damage they did to the walls, the holes they put in there, and that could be built up. So you can see normal wear and tear is definitely a gray area, and you always want to err on the side of caution. Cleaning. By state law, you have the right to clean the property to make it rent ready. If a tenant chooses to clean the property, it has to be held to that standard. It just can't be a quick go and they've cleaned the counters and that's good enough. It has to be a thorough professional cleaning. Once again, the vast majority of our tenants chose to move out of the property and we bill them for the cleaning so we know it's done right. It has happened that they've done a cleaning and not done it very well, and we have to re-clean it, and they're not happy. But the state law does definitely fall on your side on this, that you're allowed to clean the property to make it rent ready. What are some other deductions? Well, if they don't return all your keys, you can deduct the security deposit for that. Garage remote controls, for example, another one. The pet's done some damage. You allowed them to have a pet, and they've scratched the floor, they've chewed something off, they've ruined some blinds. That could be deducted. Blinds are very often, they've damaged some blinds, there's blinds missing. Of course, you can deduct for that. Here's the key though. You have 21 days from possession. So once the tenant hands you over the keys to your property, the clock starts ticking. And that's really important you pay attention to 21 days, because if you decide to return the deposit after 30 days, the tenant could easily bring you to small claims court and they're entitled to treble damages for that. So I wouldn't wait to day 21. I would try to get your accounting done before that, certainly by the second week, and then you have to forward that to the last known address of the tenant. You have to give them a clear accounting. So if you have a security deposit of $2,000 and you're going to deduct $500, so $250 for cleaning and carpet cleaning, $150 for wood, you've got to show your receipts and show an accounting to your tenant. Because if they want to dispute it, that's what they're going to point to. And in the end, we go to small claims too much, more than we want to. And as we hold the security deposit for our owners, we're obligated to go to small claims for them. Here's who wins at small claims court. Whoever documents better. Tenants generally don't do a good job at documenting. So if you, before they move in, you take numerous photos, 30, 40 photos, every room, every wall, every ceiling. You videotapes even better. You videotape the condition of the property before they move in, and you do the same after they move out, and you videotape or take photos. That's going to really help you in a court of law. And if you charge a reasonable amount for the damages to your tenant, that's going to go a long way. And you document. Because in the end, whoever documents better will generally win. Because if you don't document well, the judge is going to want to split the baby in half. The judge, you took $2,000, the tenant's there, they want the $2,000 back. You might even be entitled to the $2,000, and here's what the judge is going to do. is going to give the tenant half of that just for showing up and show them that justice is kind to all. So document well. Don't use the security deposit to improve your property. Know the economic life of carpet and paint and whatnot. Be educated on that. And if you do decide to deduct from the security deposit, you're going to be safe. So thank you.